What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay, and I'm back with another Bleach video. I ain't gonna hold you, this is my favorite fight in Bleach. Y'all know what the deal is. Follow me on my socials, like the video, and sub to the channel. And without further ado, let's get started! We start out with Ichigo and Grimmjow standing in the middle of the air. After both getting healed by Orihime, Ichigo decides to take the fight somewhere else, moving just like my goat Goku. But I'm sitting here thinking, dog, there's nothing here anyway. Why are we moving? However, Grimmjow complies and they take the fight somewhere else. And before Ichigo lands, he has to make sure to put on his Bankai. He can't be caught lacking wearing a bad fit, especially in front of his girl. And now the camera zooms out and we see that this is a classic shonen standoff, in which one side explicitly shows their superiority, taking another page from the GOAT. And I know some of you illiterate niggas will be claiming Bleach is coming. But from my perspective, it's real recognized real, game recognized game, and some of y'all's looking real unfamiliar right now. But anywho, we come back to the fight and Ichigo and Grimmjow start clashing, and Grimmjow does not miss the chance to use his favorite move, the Rastain. No, I'm just playing. Grimmjow uses a Sero, but Ichigo nullifies that. But Kurosaki made the mistake of forgetting that Grimmjow is not Shanks. He has two arms to get the job done. He tosses his sword in the air and charges up another attack and blast Ichigo right in the face. But Ichigo ate that like how fat niggas eat Popeyes, quickly and with no remorse. Then Grimmjow starts talking about the reason why Ichigo came to Wako Mundo and how Kurosaki came here not just to save Orihime but to run the Fate as well. But Ichigo ain't trying to hear all that. He just wants to run the runs and get out of here. Ichigo and Grimmjow continue to clash some more, but you can tell that both of them aren't really trying right now. They hit a Sero Tensho clash that makes Ichigo have to weave out the way, but this just shows that Grimmjow has had way more time in the field, because he uses that clash as an opportunity to attack Ichigo from behind, causing Kurosaki to bleed. And at this point, even Grimmjow knows that Ichigo isn't truly locked in right now, so he charges up a Ray Sero, intentionally aiming at Nail and Orihime. Ichigo sees this obvious foul and tells Grimmjow to stop, but he's not listening. He launches that hoe, and Ichigo is forced to use his hollow power. Grimmjow, seeing the mask, starts cackling because he knows it's game time. He transforms into his full release state and starts going crazy like oh my, he's so cool. Like, peep the finesse. He pulled up on Ichigo like how broke niggas pull up asking for money, talking about some don't worry bro, I'll pay you back. Like, dog, you're in debt. And Grimmjow then proceeds to punch Ichigo, sending him across the map. He hit Ichigo with two more kicks before he appears from behind, charging up an attack that knocks Ichigo into the ground. What's wrong, Ichigo? Is that all you got? I knew you're weak, but I didn't think you was pussy. Hatsuga Tensho! Yeah, that's what I like to see. Those eyes, those damn eyes. That's why you gotta die. And they just start going at it. They fight in midair like this is a Dragon Ball Z fight. Like, yes, this is where it's at. They hit a big old flash. However, it puts Ichigo on the down foot, and Grimmjow does not miss a chance to shit talk Ichigo. Even with all that power you gain, you still just a baby. I'm actually happy you grew a little bit stronger, cause it would be boring if you were to perish right now. So, Grimmjow, what about this fight being boring now? What the fuck? It would be a real shame if you transform just to get dry like a little bitch. So do me a favor and stay just the way you are. Ichigo dashes towards Grimmjow, attempting a two-sword attack that ultimately ends in a struggle. But Grimmjow checks Ichigo right in the ribs. But Ichigo ate that and continues his pursuit. Grimmjow weaves the next two attacks and axe kicks Ichigo right in the face, sending him towards the ground. Grimmjow, thinking he's down, rushes towards the area for the final blow. But Ichigo counters and attempts to cut this man open like a surgeon in this clean ass sequence. After the clash, Grimmjow uses the smoke as camouflage so he can strike Ichigo, but Ichigo counters that and comes in with an attack of his own. But Grimmjow weaves it and counters with a kick straight to the dome. He attempts another kick, but Ichigo evades it. Grimmjow runs towards Ichigo to get even, and it results in another epic clash. Grimmjow and Ichigo were really boxing, and that's the one thing I love about this fight. You can feel the pure bloodlust radiating out of both of these two combatants. Now for Grimmjow, Grimmjow, it makes sense, he's a bastard. But for Ichigo, it just hits differently. It's like the more he fought Grimmjow, the more his hollow side took over, and it manifests in how his fights with Grimmjow and Ukiura were the most brutal and intense in the whole series. It's why his interaction with Orihime feels so distant in this fight. Even though his words are getting through to her, his eyes tell a different story. These aren't the eyes of someone who wants to rescue. This is the look of someone who desires to kill. And you can see it throughout this fight that Orihime looks genuinely terrified of this man. And contrary to popular belief, it's not the hollow mask. And yes, I understand when Ichigo looked up at her, it flashed to an image of her deceased brother, who transformed into an hollow and tried to kill her. But we gotta look in between the lines. The reason it flashed to Inoue's brother isn't because they both have a hollow mask, but because they both possess killing intent, and Orihime can see that. That's why she's scared of him. She felt as if this fight was bringing out the bloodlust within Ichigo, and that it was changing him as a person. That's what makes this fight so beautiful. You can see both the external and internal battle that Ichigo faces within this arc. The external battles obviously against those that reside in the Arrancar realm, and the eternal battle between Ichigo's two halves. The one that wishes to pursue power in order to crush all in his way, and the side that wishes to gain strength to protect those he loves. And this is why, despite training fiercely, he was still outclassed by Grimmjow in a one-on-one, as his internal squabble was subconsciously holding his true power back. But fortunately, Ichigo has something Grimmjow doesn't have. A fine ass chick who cares about him. As Ichigo rests on his last foot, Orihime cries out for Ichigo not to die. And like any real nigga, the moment he senses a bad bitch in trouble, he locks in. And in one of the coldest moments in Bleach, catches Grimmjow's hand with the no look tongue, like, yeah, that's why he's my GOAT. He speaks to Grimmjow one last time before slicing him up like Fruit Ninja. But Grimmjow said the job's not finished. He musters up enough strength to stand up and stab Ichigo right in the gut. Jack, after comboing Ichigo for a bit, decides it's time to wrap this up. He charges up his ultimate, Descara, and launches it towards Ichigo. Initially, Ichigo can't hang. He's taking too much damage. But fortunately, through sheer dog, he manages to push through and breaks one of the attacks. And you know when the villain is cooked when the main character's theme song starts playing in the background. Ichigo gives his main character speech talking about how he's gonna beat all the bad guys and how he's gonna save his friends. You know, just some real nigga shit. And at last, he lays the final strike on Grimmjow, ending the fight. I don't know about y'all, but this is shonen at its best. Great squabbles, clean animation, and great writing. Incredible. If you haven't noticed already, I had a lot of fun making this video, especially the voice lines for Ichigo and Grimmjow. But with that being said, that's all I got for today. Follow me on my socials, continue to support the channel. Thank y'all for all the love, it means the world to me. Y'all been going crazy. We hitting 100K before 2026, so let's keep going. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay blessed. It's your boy Jace here, and I'm out.